Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we're here to talk about the newest short trek, which is either short trek number 7 or short trek season 2, episode 3. I don't know how we're numbering this. I have no idea how they're doing it, but this is called Astronaut. This is the newest one from November 2019, just for reference for the future, so you can find it easily. 2019 November, easy peasy, right? So this one is the shortest one they've done by far, because even before I watched it, it said like 9. It was under 10 minutes. It was like 9 minutes something, right? And then once you actually watch it, it gets to the credits around the 7.5 minute mark. So
yeah,
this is super quick. So this will probably be a super quick video.
I appreciate they didn't try and stretch this out to 15 minutes.
If anything, because that's the thing. I mean, I thought this was okay, not great. Mainly because it was so predictable what the twist was going to be. Like, it was like,
as from the second it's in the room.
Yeah, from the second Pike comes in the room, because there's this cadet, Sidhu is her name, and she's like in some random tech room doing whatever, and there's like the ship's shaking, and it's like a station, they're on a space station, I think, it's shaking, and like things are going on, and these two guards bring in someone. We can see the gold top. We can see it's like a captain or commander or someone, and we're like, hey, so there's been a mutiny, and he's the culprit. So we've got the mask on him, so no one knows that it's him that's turned. But it's now your job to guard him. And under no circumstances, he's not in charge anymore. He's been relieved of his duties, and the mask comes off, and it's Pike. And my first thought, like the first thought that should have went through her head, is like, why am I being trusted with this? I'm a cadet. I'm not even officially on duty yet.
I get that. Do you know what I think is the big problem with this episode is that it's Pike. If this had been a captain we didn't know,
sure,
it may have played a bit better. But
because
Pike, there's no way he's mutinied.
Yeah, because obviously what this is, I mean, the thing I think everyone's going to think of immediately is this is a training exercise, and this is all just a ruse to see what she'll do, because he's constantly trying to convince her to, no, follow my orders, let me go. And she's like, no, but you've been relieved of duty, so your orders don't matter anymore. And even when he brings up that her husband is, because it's a ship her husband's been posted to, that's apparently under siege by the Tholians, and he gives her this big spiel, and it's like, even under that threat, she still ultimately says, no, I'm not letting you do. I'm following my orders, Captain. You're mutinied. I am sticking to my command, and I'm holding my phaser up against you. I will not yield. And eventually he's like, okay, turn off the simulation, and he takes the cuffs off. Obviously, they could take them off at any point he wanted, and like that's it. That's the trick. Yes, if this had been someone else where we didn't know, because we know Pike's not turned. There's no way Pike is turned.
There's no way for a second you go, nah, Pike's not done that.
Yeah. So, and okay, maybe you're going to argue that that's not what the drama the scene is. The drama of the scene is actually whether or not she sides with him or not. That's the drama. Even because we presumably as an audience side with him because we believe him because he's Pike. But yeah, like, and they're not going to, like, I mean, sure, they could do a story someday where Pike has a sort of dark turn for some reason. They're not going to do it in a 7-minute short track. That'll be a big story that happens over episodes and episodes. So that's the main problem with it, I think. I mean, it looks fine. Obviously, the acting's fine. Everything about it is perfectly fine. Honestly, the biggest takeaway I had from this, and I said this about one of maybe the last 2 short treks, is that got to the end and she's been accepted. This is her passing her final test. This was her, Kobayashi Maru esque.
Yeah, and this is the drafting cadets because it's wartime. So I guess it's a little bit earlier. Because she's just there for the semester, so this is like her placement, I guguess. Yeah,
this is her final placement. But like she beams up to the Enterprise, and number 1's there, Spock's there, and Pike's there, and they're welcoming her. And I had this feeling. I'm like, this really feels like they're setting up an Enterprise show. I mean, not only do we have the Captain, Spock, and number 1 as the 3 main characters, we have now set up an engineer, like a young cadet engineer who could be like the young bright eyes that is there to like witness everything for the first time. We've established 4 main characters of a potential TV show, and yet there's still no announcement of it happening. It's weird.
I know, but it feels inevitable, doesn't it?
It does. They've built the set because they put a lot of time and money into that set, that Enterprise set. They've got not only just the main, the bridge. They've got this transporter room. Like they've got 2 big parts of it. Yeah, so, like, it feels inevitable that they're going to do something with this cast, and this character's likable enough. Like, I could see her being like a a character
Yeah,
on the show.
we're saying this isn't an amazing little thing, but I mean, I've got no problem with her. She's fine.
Yeah, it's just a really predictable little story that you can see where it's going the second it starts. It's not. There's
it's
just not a whole to say
terrible,
about it. Yeah, Trouble with Edward is by far the best short trek, and I'm going to stand by that up until now.
It's good.
So it's fine. It's fine. But the big thing for me is just that this makes me want an Enterprise show. Like, why not give me a 10-episode season 1 of this Enterprise? Because that's the thing. We from the Cage and like just the history of Star Trek mythology. Pike was on the Enterprise as captain for however long. Give us that show. Make us care about that version of the crew. Sure. The only caveat is we have to have like a sort of pretender Spock there, but everyone else can be, someone we grow to care about. That's new. That's different.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of amusing hearing this coming from you, who generally is like, no, move away from Enterprise. Give me new stuff. But this cast has won you over.
Well, this is the thing. Like, Discovery is doing this future stuff, and that can be more actiony. Let this be the classic Trek show, and then let Picard be, this like deep new mythology stuff that's like further ahead in the timeline and everything. I mean, technically Discovery is further ahead now, but you know what I mean. That's going to be so far removed.
Contemporary.
Yeah. But something that actually continues on from what all those other series did in the 90s and 80s. But I don't know. That's weird. I mean, if we're going to have Trek all year round, it makes sense to me to have one of them be the Pike Enterprise show.
I kind of just want more of this Pike.
Yes. I don't know what you call it, just because they can't call it Star Trek Enterprise because they used that already. Because that would be the obvious title.
Oh, they'll find a way around it.
That would be the obvious title, but they already used it, so they're just going to have to come up with something else. And I don't know why you call it Star Trek Pike. That's shit.
Terrible name. No. That even went through my head, and I didn't even want to say it because it was that bad.
And nothing generic like Star Trek Origins or Star Trek, the beginning, none of that pish.
No, just pick a standard word, because they're all just, words, single word like that, Enterprise, Voyager, Discovery, their Next Gen's kind of the outlier in that. But I mean, just pick a word. Just go. I don't really care what it's called. Just care how good it is.
Star Trek Frontier. There you go.
Sure, why not?
Use that. But there you go. That's the short track. I mean, there's nothing more to say. Like, that's it. That's the whole thing. The only thing to confirm is that the 2 that are coming in December at the same day are the 2 animated ones. So that'll be an interesting difference.
I'm actually quite excited for that, to see just what they're like, because they'll be very different, I assume.
The brief glimpse we got at the end here did look quite stylized. It looked very unique. It didn't look like a typical animated thing.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to checking that out. And I mean, I feel like we might have a bit more to say on them, even if the story in them is light. We might have more to say just on the context of that it exists and the animation and stuff like that.
Just about what are they doing with these? Are they going to be completely 2 separate things? Are we going to see because the animated series that's coming isn't going to be like an anthology, right? Like, it is a series that's
it's a series. Lower Decks, that's what it's called, right?
Yes, the show. Yeah, the animated show.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's short treks. Ask Not. That's basically it. So thank you very much for watching or listening. We appreciate it. Let us know what you thought of the short trek in the comments. We'll be back next month with more new trek. Of course, keep in mind that me and Connor are reviewing The Next Generation on a weekly basis. We're mid season 2 right now. So check out that. If you're on the audio feed, that's on the Star Trek Viewers Log Classic Series feed. If you're on YouTube, it's just all there. You can find the playlist easily enough. So go check out that. And support us on Patreon, patreon.com/MailFuzzTV if you want to keep the content coming. You can do that for as little as $1 per month. Rate the podcast on Apple Podcasts. That helps us out a lot too. And then otherwise, check out other stuff we have going. We have a sci-fi movie podcast called The Atomic Cinema Experiment that might be of interest. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla? Oh, wait, I don't say that in the Star Trek reviews. To everyone but Connor, live long and prosper.